All right. So are you ready to dive in? Because today we're talking about someone whose career, well, it's seriously exciting to watch.
Okay, I'm intrigued. Who are we talking about?
Argentina's own Tini Stossel.
Oh, I see where you're going with this.
Right. From those catchy pop hits. Have you heard her album Un Millón de Pelo?
I have. It's definitely a whole vibe.
Total mood. And get this, she's now collaborating with Coldplay.
Wow, talk about a glow up. What's fascinating to me is how she's transitioned onto the global stage so seamlessly.
And we're not just talking sharing a stage. She's featured on their new album, Moon Music.
Moon music. This is big.
Okay, so for this deep dive, we're going beyond just the headlines. We're digging into those bold statements. Tini's been making those photos, wow, and how fans are reacting to all of this success.
And it's important to remember this is an artist who has been so open about her struggles with body image. The article we're looking at actually quotes her as saying, and this really struck me, insert impactful quote from Tini about body shaming.
It really makes you think about the pressure, especially for someone constantly in the public eye, you know.
Totally.
And it makes those recent photos, the ones causing a stir online, even more powerful.
Absolutely. The outfit, the tattoos, the just complete ownership of her look. It's like she's reclaiming the narrative, wouldn't you say?
Yeah, especially after what she went through last year with her anxiety and seeking treatment. It shows real strength. Okay, speaking of making statements, can we talk about her New York City takeover?
Oh, yeah.
I mean, the Today Show performance with Coldplay for a massive audience.
And let's not forget that Saturday Night Live appearance. SNL. That's a major milestone for any artist.
It's huge, let alone someone still breaking into the global market.
Right, exactly.
A major milestone is an understatement. But here's what I find really interesting. Coldplay chose her. They specifically sought her out for these huge appearances.
Which really speaks volumes about her talent and the undeniable global appeal she's cultivated.
100%. Okay, let's talk about Moon Music, because I want to be clear, this isn't just Tini doing backing vocals. She's featured on the album.
And not just any track, but We Pray, which she performs with Coldplay and Elena. This, for me, is where it gets really interesting. This isn't your typical pop song. It's a call for peace, a message that feels especially relevant in today's world.
And that yearning for unity, it's a theme both Coldplay and Tini have woven into their work before, haven't they?
Exactly. This collaboration goes beyond just a shared track. It aligns Tini with this global message of peace and does it authentically, which is crucial.
And the fans are here for it. Have you seen the comments online? The Queen is back. Proud of you, Tini. There's even Coldplay's favorite, which just shows the impact she's having.
It's genuine excitement, you know, and it's refreshing to see.
It really is. So we got these bold photos, the I've Arrived New York appearances, and a powerful message of unity in We Pray. But I want to go back to the Today Show performance for a second, because the fact that Coldplay used that platform to amplify her voice, especially in a song about peace, that's a big deal.
Absolutely. It speaks to the power of collaboration and allyship, wouldn't you say? They didn't have to do that. They could have easily performed with just the main vocalist on the track, but they chose to bring Tini front and center.
Exactly. And in doing so, they're introducing her to a whole new audience.
Yeah.
It's like they're saying, we believe in her message and you should too.
And having that kind of support from artists as established as Coldplay, it can be a game changer for a rising star. It adds this layer of we've got your back that you can't buy.
Totally. It's that we believe in her stamp of approval that can be so elusive, especially in an industry as competitive as music.
And it reinforces that she's not just Coldplay's favorite, as some fans have jokingly called her, but a true artist in her own right.
Right. She's not riding anyone's coattails. Yeah. Okay, so we talked about those fan reactions, the pride, the excitement, and it's contagious. What do you think is driving that, apart from, the catchy tunes and those killer dance moves?
It's deeper than that, isn't it? It's the authenticity, the fact that she's so unapologetically herself, and that resonates especially with younger fans.
100%.
Yeah.
And it seems like every time Tini steps out, whether it's rocking a daring look in those photos or belting it out on SNL, she's challenging those old ideas of what a pop star should be.
There's a fearlessness there that's captivating, and it's incredibly powerful, especially for younger fans looking for role models who embrace individuality.
It's like she's saying, you do you and don't let anyone tell you otherwise, which Let's be real. We could all use a little more of that energy in our lives.
Absolutely. And the fact that it's resonating so deeply with fans shows just how hungry people are for that kind of authenticity, that permission to be themselves, even or maybe especially when it challenges the norm.
It's inspiring, to say the least. Tini's journey is a reminder that vulnerability can be a source of strength, and that using your platform to advocate for self-love and challenge societal norms can have a ripple effect.
It really is. And it goes beyond just saying be yourself. She's actively pushing boundaries, challenging those expectations, especially for young women in the music industry.
That's a great point, because it's not just about what she's saying, it's what she's doing.
Yeah.
Like those photos, they sparked a conversation. They made people stop and think about those double standards that still exist.
Exactly. It's that I'm going to live my truth, whether you like it or not. Energy. It's so refreshing. And I think that kind of fearlessness is what makes her so relatable, even when she's, performing on SNL.
Totally. It's like she's this global superstar, but also that friend who encourages you to embrace your own quirks, to be your most authentic self.
Yeah.
And speaking of SNL, I read that she's actually the first Argentine woman to ever perform on that show.
Really? I didn't realize that. Wow. Talk about breaking barriers. That's huge. And not just for her career. This is huge for representation on a global scale.
Right. It's like she's not just breaking into the industry. She's breaking down walls for other artists who might not fit the traditional mold. And let's be honest, the music industry has a long way to go when it comes to diversity and representation.
Absolutely. And I think that's why her journey resonates with so many people, because it's not just about the music anymore. It's about something bigger. It's about visibility. It's about challenging norms. It's about using your voice to create positive change.
100%. It's like this whole new generation of artists is saying, we're not just here to entertain, we're here to inspire.
Yeah.
And I think that's incredibly powerful.
It's a shift in perspective, isn't it? It's not just about the fame or the fortune anymore. It's about using your platform, however big or small, to make a difference. And Tini's doing exactly that.
Exactly. And she's not shying away from difficult conversations either. We talked about body image, but the article also mentions her speaking out about mental health, about the importance of seeking help when you need it.
Right. And that kind of vulnerability, especially from someone who on the surface seems to have it all, that's powerful. It reminds us that everyone struggles, everyone has their own battles, even those who, appear to be living a charmed life.
It makes those moments of triumph, like those New York appearances, even sweeter. Because she's overcome challenges to get there. It wasn't just handed to her. She worked for it, and she did it while being true to herself.
And that's the message I think people are responding to. It's that authenticity, that resilience, that message of hope.
Yeah.
It's like she's saying, if I can do it, you can too. And let's be honest, who couldn't use a little more of that kind of inspiration in their lives? Seriously. Okay, so we've talked about those bold statements, the SNL performance for the history books, and the message of hope and resilience that's resonating with fans around the world. But you mentioned something earlier that I wanted to pick up on, the idea of Tini's career being strategic.
Absolutely. It's easy to get caught up in the excitement of her recent success. But if you look closely, you can see a clear strategy behind her career moves. Like this collaboration with Coldplay, brilliant. It allows her to tap into their massive global fan base while staying true to her artistic vision.
It's like she's playing chess while everyone else is playing checkers.
Yeah.
And it's working. I mean, you don't just land a spot on SNL and a feature on a Coldplay album by chance, right? There's intentionality there.
Exactly. It's calculated, but not in a manipulative way. It's about making smart choices that align with her goals, with her values.
Right. It's like she's playing the long game. And it's paying off. And speaking of long game, I'm curious to see what she does next. The article mentioned she's been spending time in the studio working on new music. Any predictions? Well, if her recent collaborations are anything to go by, I think we can expect the unexpected. She's not afraid to experiment, to push boundaries.
That's what I love about her. She keeps us guessing.
Yeah.
But one thing's for sure, whatever she does next, it's going to be authentically Tini, and the fans will be there for it.
Without a doubt. She's built a loyal following by being true to herself, and that's something you just can't fake.
Totally. It's that genuine connection with her fans that makes her success all the more inspiring. She's not just selling records, She's building a movement of self-love, of embracing your individuality, of using your voice to make a difference.
And that's a powerful legacy to build.
It really is. So as you listen to Tini's music, as you follow her journey, I want you to think about this. What small step can you take today to embrace your own authenticity? What can you do to use your voice in your own way to make a positive impact on the world?
It's a question worth pondering.
Absolutely. Well, that about wraps up our deep dive into the incredible rise of Tini Stossel.
Until next time.